My energy is felt, can be felt right now, and it probably is. I'm feeling myself, in myself, Ashley's feeling, but I don't realize it. And it may be extremely subtle, but it depends how sensitive I am, how connected I am to her Taurus feeling, and how intertwined two people's signals are of that frequency. So, going back into it, you have green, and as it travels through the heart, there's the center. And then above that center is pink. And pink is a higher expression of unconditional love, which green is. But pink is, and if you just meditate on colors themselves, you'll realize that the associations, the attributes you give them, it's a deeper knowing that we have as people. Thank God for color. But the real pink is, I believe, it's more like a neon pink, and the real green is like a lime green, very bright, very very light, not like a darker green or anything. Uh, the pink is it's combining. It's the height of combining the feminine, which is acceptance, compassion, understanding, and nurturing, and having sanctity for all life, including sexuality, including your enemies, everything. And that's why it's like you think pink is in the feminine, because it is a fusion of the masculine and the feminine at the height of as far as the heart can reach. So it comes in, the pink is right here, and you have the masculine side of the pink, which is dealing with what you give off in the moment, and here's what you receive into the moment. And I've felt all sorts of things all over. So I know these for my body. It's kind of like Chinese medicine where they've been doing acupuncture for a long time. But all systems are different, but there is some truth to it. It's the chi. So as it goes higher, it goes into blue. Now blue is again at the base of the throat, because it then develops into the throat. It's here. It's right here, and it's pretty much, if you want to know what blue chakra looks like, I don't know if you can see this well, but it's the color of lapis lazuli. It's a sapphire blue, and then pink and turquoise go together here, kind of superimposed, and then blue comes up into the throat. Now blue is the expression. It's living your truth. It's honor, and how much honor you have. So it's accepting your duties, your responsibilities, things you have to do, and it's basically action. It's an outward expression, and that's where the first is outstreamings come. So it's basically outpouring the light particles, and there are studies where they show these small amounts of photons exiting through the throat, through the forehead, through the palms of the hands. It's well known. I mean, cells, they emit photons. So there's a whole science behind it. It's not widely accepted in America, but um, overseas in Russia, there's a lot of science that goes along with that. But so continuing on, it's expression, it's communication, it's being able to know yourself. This is where your wisdom is stored in your throat, and it's self-awareness, transparency of self. So like knowing, not lying to yourself. This is honesty. This is being able to take what's inside of you and to give it to somebody else in honor and appreciation. So if you were to see Jesus' chakra system, if you were able to visualize it in your mind, if you do, you would see pink. You would see the most beautiful pink coming through and out into his blue, because that's the truth. Is pink. It's the highest expression of love. And so then going up, it comes all the way into the mouth, where it begins to turn into like a darker navy blue. And if people talk in their sleep, things like that, it actually controls. That electricity controls, is part of the wiring into the expression in the mouth. So continuing on, then you have silver beyond that, which is similar to turquoise and pink. So now it's navy blue and silver. I would I've been guided to think it's more platinum, kind of like, I imagine it like a reflection, and that it looks like silver, but the energy is so pure, so transparent that it takes on the color of the light coming through it. And it's then so much so that it's the Creator's will. That's what blue is about too. Blue and silver is about your illumination, how much light you give off. So then silver deals with your perspective, because it's all things are connected. There's a relationship between the symbolic significance of your eyes, and then the perspective of sight itself, your inner sight. So it's seeing within yourself. And then blue would be the crystallization of the expression in terms of communication. Well, this might be how you view things, within inspiration, within the truth, the Creator's truth of the reality of how things really are. So then silver comes up into indigo. And indigo is right here. Basically, if you take the side of your head, and I felt these come out, pains, little electrical sparks, and it feels like somebody's playing with your hair. And in the back, it's here. If you take each spot, it's right in the middle, and that's where your pineal is. And it's, again, below the brain. And the pineal is, they call it the third eye, and it really is the third eye. It has rods and receptors, rods and cones, and it actually, there's piezoelectric, P-I-E-Z-O electric calcite crystals within the pineal itself that react to the electromagnetism, and it's been proven. So it can react to like cell phone, wireless electromagnetism and such, which could be unhealthy. And it reacts to it. And they also, if you crush the material, it gives off light. It'll give off like a rainbow of light. So anyway, it is the third eye, and there is DMT within it. DMT is like kind of like made synthetically by humans. It'll really trip you out. It's probably the strongest hallucinogen that there is, beyond acid. But we make it naturally. And it so happens it's within the pineal gland itself. And you can think of kind of that would be a mechanism to receive visual information and tap into the records within the information of electromagnetism coming, and of the all, of the infinite, and being able to see it. And that DMT facilitating what Jesus probably went through as visions, being highly attuned to the creative forces. And this is what he did, the Holy Spirit. And he knew this, and this is ancient knowledge that many different civilizations have had over time. But we've lost, and it's been kept secret because they only want the elite to know it so that they can use it for their dark purposes. But moving on from that. So this deals with yourself as the creator, worthiness, and your identity as being the creator, because we are the fractal of the creator. So therefore, we have the potentials of God Himself. That would be what gave Jesus his ability to walk on water, to turn water into wine, to know things, to heal people. But you could argue that would be green and pink. But to predict things, prophecy. And the body is made, basically it can do anything. Indigo can do anything. But moving on, it goes up into gold. And that's where the halo comes from in Buddhism mythology, and Christian mythology. And I'm sure others from a long time ago, because people actually used to have these halos, and they're gold. Um, I mean, Ashley's seen them on me, and I'm sure she's had them. People have them, but they're nowhere near probably the strength, and they're much rarer than what they used to be within what you could call the love, the religious, spiritual uh, groups. And goal is the height of indigo. I don't know much about it, but I imagine it's just the perfection of worthiness. I imagine it's like as a warm perfection, just like the color. And then you have violet, which is violet's more up here, and you can. I only thing I've ever felt is pains up here, um, the tickling again of electromagnetism above my head, around the crown. There's been different areas, and same with indigo. I felt like somebody. And this is back when I was healing myself from some pretty nasty stuff. As like somebody taking a nail as I was bringing up emotional and wounds for healing, and then balancing or purging them. I felt like as if somebody was taking a nail through my back of my pineal, which is the reception of it. And I went through it because I knew it was good. I knew I was purging, but I've had these reinforcements of what's real. That it's real. It's reality. And they've helped me to understand my own body, my own spiritual body systems. So that's pretty much the lowdown. You do have, like you've seen the spiritual guru masters. They've been like this, right? They have the reception, and they're doing just like a blessing. But Buddha might have it here, which would be green rain, receiving green rain. And Jesus has it here. Okay, so that's the basis of the chakra system. That's what we are, and that's what we're learning. So I'm going to pause for a minute and start a new video.